Sales coaching, what do I mean by that? And what's the difference? Well, we found out in earlier sections of this training, and it really is the crux of my whole coaching practice, is that you can't manage people. You can manage things, you can manage data, you can manage activity, but you cannot manage people. And that's why we're going to talk today about sales coaching. So let's talk about the traditional sales manager, one that I was for many years and many of you are today. They know they're the best at playing the game. They feel solely responsible for getting the results. And I'm going to drag along this team. I've got these players and I'm going to bring them along, but I'm going to go out and show them how to do it. We don't really have a playbook, nothing documented, no real sales processes to speak of. We're going to practice on the customers. We're going to go out and I'm going to go around with you and show you and demonstrate and tell you how to do it, and with ride-alongs. And then we're going to have sales meetings. We're going to talk about successes in those sales meetings or issues that come up, products, other things like that, kind of product knowledge, those kinds of things. But no real practice on how we go about approaching customers. They focus on the C players. If you think about it, most of the time we're focused on the players that really aren't getting the job done. And we only recruit when we need to. We don't really evaluate our players that much. We settle with what we have, and we spend a lot of time on the C players and don't really go out and recruit. But we do it only when we need to, when somebody leaves or when we finally get to the point where someone's done something bad enough that we're going to let them go. The difference is that great coaches, great professional coaches, know they can't play the game. If they're going to win on Sunday, their team has to be the best. Each member of that team has to be the best at what they do. They have core values, vision, goals. They don't start the first of the year and give everybody a quota and say, okay, let's try to do a little better than we did last year. Let's try to grow 10% or whatever. They really set some goals. They want to win the Super Bowl. They want to get the playoffs, whatever it is. Most importantly, they have a playbook. They have processes, and they practice and practice and practice each one of the plays in that playbook with each other on the field and in the classroom. But they're continuously learning and continuously practicing every play they make on Sunday. If you think about it, any kind of coach, usually when it comes down to it, is focused on their first team. They don't really focus a lot on the C players. They try to work them, make sure they're ready to come in the game if they're necessary. But most of the time in practice is spent with the A team. They continuously scout and use the draft and free agency. So they're constantly looking for talent so that they can ensure that they can top grade and make sure they have the best players in every position. And they evaluate every player every day. Every week they're evaluating their players to make sure that come the draft and come free agency that they're replacing people with better people that they need in those positions. But the key is that they're really coaching, they're building a great team, and they know that that team has to go on the field and win to get the results. They don't do it themselves. So this lesson's all about helping you build your playbook. Get the best get coached and adopt the techniques of great coaches and build a winning team. So I know it sounds like a tough thing to do to put this playbook together, but it's really not. And the tools you're going to find here are from a book called The Sales Playbook by Jack Daly. There's going to be some videos. There's going to be some tools you can use to little by little with your team build yourself a playbook and start practicing that playbook amongst yourselves weekly instead of practicing with customers.